Hey everyone, welcome to today's Explainer. If you've been trying to make sense of the endless buzzwords surrounding artificial intelligence lately, you are in exactly the right place. We're going to unravel all this complex terminology together. We'll break down these dense concepts so we can see exactly how this tech actually works, how it's evolving, and most importantly, why it matters to you.
So here's a question to kick things off. Are we controlling AI, or is it already guiding us? It's a fascinating thing to think about, right? Because AI isn't just some futuristic concept locked away in a research lab anymore. It is deeply embedded in our daily routines. It's subtly guiding us in the background every single day. Think about it. When you sit down and Netflix magically recommends the perfect movie, or when your smartphone reroutes you around a massive traffic jam on your commute. That is AI, making quiet, incredibly fast decisions on your behalf.
Okay, let's take a quick look at our roadmap for today. 1. Demystifying artificial intelligence. 2. The AI hierarchy explained. 3. Real-world efficiency and impact. And 4. Hidden risks and challenges. Let's dive right in.
Section 1. Demystifying artificial intelligence. Think of AI like the biggest doll in a set of Russian nesting dolls. Artificial intelligence is this massive, overarching umbrella term. Basically, it refers to any technology designed to mimic human thought processes, things like recognizing an image, analyzing a problem, or reasoning through a complex decision. The ultimate goal here is to reproduce human intellectual activities using computers. And the major advantage? A computer never gets tired, it doesn't need a coffee break, and it can process information at literally lightning speed.
And just to prove that this isn't sci-fi, AI is already everywhere in our everyday lives. It's a highly practical tool organizing our choices. Beyond just e-commerce and video recommendations, we have tools like DeepL and Google Translate. They don't just swap words out anymore, they actually understand the context of entire sentences. We even have smart collars and, believe it or not, smart toilets for our pets that track their activity to predict health issues. And of course, businesses are relying on AI chatbots for automated customer service 24/7. It's practically everywhere.
Moving right along to Section 2, the AI hierarchy explained.
So if we pop open that biggest nesting doll, what do we find inside? We find machine learning, or ML. This is a very specific subset of AI. You see, in traditional programming, a human being has to sit down and write rigid, step-by-step rules for the computer to follow. Machine learning completely flips that script. Instead of being programmed with the rules, the system is fed massive amounts of historical data, and it automatically finds the patterns and rules within that data itself to make predictions. Essentially, it learns from experience, just like we do.
And if we open up that machine learning doll, we find the final, smallest nesting doll inside, deep learning. This is the absolute powerhouse engine behind today's most astonishing AI breakthroughs. Deep learning is a specialized subset of ML. It uses what we call multi-layered neural networks, which are actually mathematically modeled after the neurons in the human brain. Because these networks have dozens or even hundreds of layers, they're incredibly deep, hence the name, allowing them to process massive, highly complex datasets like raw audio and high-resolution images. Now, the core technical difference between the two comes down to a really important concept called feature extraction. In standard machine learning, humans still have to act as the guide. A human engineer literally has to tell the computer exactly what features to look for in the data. But in deep learning, the AI automatically learns and extracts those features directly from the raw data itself. It figures out what's important entirely without human intervention. That is a real game changer.
Let me give you a brilliant analogy to make this crystal clear. Think of it as the cat analogy. If you want traditional machine learning to recognize a picture of a cat, a human has to code specific rules, like look for pointy ears, or look for whiskers, or a specific eye shape. But with deep learning, you don't tell it anything. You just show the deep neural network millions of raw images of cats. Layer by layer, the network processes the pixels, discovers complex shapes, and eventually understands the total essence of catness completely on its own. That automatic extraction is exactly what makes deep learning so revolutionary.
All right, Section 3. Real-world efficiency and impact.
We are seeing massive shifts happening right now, especially as so many sectors face severe labor shortages. In logistics, we're moving away from manual route planning based on veteran experience and letting AI automatically optimize delivery routes. In healthcare, instead of relying purely on a tired doctor's eyes, AI is jumping in to assist by instantly detecting anomalies in X-rays or MRIs, preventing costly oversights. In agriculture, sensor-driven AI irrigation is completely replacing guesswork. And over in finance, AI is doing things humans simply can't do,
monitoring millions of transactions simultaneously to provide instant fraud detection. It's an absolute leap in standardizing quality and speed. But we have to talk about the flip side. Section 4. Hidden risks and challenges. A while back, some viral images depicting severe flood damage in Shizuoka, Japan, caused widespread panic. But here's the catch. They were entirely fake. They were generated completely by AI. This highlights the terrifying potential of deepfakes and how easily generative AI can be used to manipulate reality and rapidly spread misinformation, whether that's done intentionally or completely by accident.
Another massive risk is what data scientists call hallucinations. Because generative AI is so incredibly good at sounding human, we tend to treat it like this infallible oracle. But spoiler alert, it is not. Sometimes the AI will confidently present information that sounds completely plausible but is entirely false. For example, if you ask it for the tallest mountains in a region or the best local restaurants, it might literally invent non-existent mountains and restaurants and present them to you as hard facts. This is why strict human verification is absolutely crucial. Here is a critical point. AI is not inherently objective. If two people look at the exact same number drawn on the ground, one might see a 6 and the other might see a 9. This perfectly highlights the challenge of bias. You see, AI learns exclusively from data created by humans. So if our historical data contains societal prejudices, biases, or flawed perspectives, the AI is going to inherit, mimic, and very often amplify those exact same biases. We also have to address cybersecurity and data privacy. When you type a prompt into a public AI tool, that data can be used to further train the model. There have been actual real-world incidents where employees of major tech companies pasted highly confidential proprietary source code or even audio recordings of secret internal meetings directly into generative AI tools just to have them summarized. And boom, that highly sensitive data instantly became a massive security and privacy leak.
So what's the takeaway for you? Well, you have to actively navigate the black box nature of AI. Always manually verify AI-generated facts. Do not just blindly trust them. Be highly aware of copyright restrictions when you're generating images or text. Never input your sensitive personal or corporate data into public tools. And, whenever possible, dive into those settings and opt out of having your data used for future AI training.
Which brings us to our final thought for this explainer. We've seen how AI works, zooming from the broad definitions all the way down to deep learning neural networks. And we've explored its incredible power alongside some pretty significant risks. So I'll leave you with this provocative question to ponder. As AI moves from being just a handy tool we use to an autonomous system that actually learns and acts for itself, are we truly prepared for the world it creates? Thank you so much for joining me today. Keep learning, keep questioning, and I'll see you next time.